Greetings, fam. Today, let's discuss the 5 golden rules of healthy eating. Now, these are really concepts that should always dictate what you feed your body, when at all possible, because they're critical to health. Number 1, read your labels and keep everything simple, usually below 5 to 6 ingredients. Listen, fam, salt, vitamin E, citric acid, or ascorbic acid will preserve just about anything. These are the only preservatives you should allow in your processed foods. Anything ending in fates like sulfates, ides like sulfides, or ites like sulfites, anything with those suffixes, that's not the business. Stay simple and natural with preservatives. Veer away from natural flavors unless the product is GMO with natural flavors. Then there's a limit on the chemistry that can be used. Now, I know some people say that all natural flavors are bad, but some natural flavor ingredients, especially under the non-GMO category, are simple natural products like beet juice for coloring, and some flavors and colors actually come from plant extract concentrate. So bottom line, know what you're eating. Go to the seller's website and poke around. That's the easiest way to find out exactly what you're consuming. We all know this one. When at all possible, stay organic. Farmers markets are one of the best resources for real organic food. And this also allows you to create relationships with those who grow the food that you eat. Now, this can be a very, very valuable resource. But also know that you don't need to get everything in an organic form. You can pass on the organic bananas, the organic coconut, or organic watermelon. It's not necessary, since the portion that may have some residue chemicals on it never enters your stomach. And especially in the case of coconuts, where there's almost no predation on this particular fruit, and it needs little, if any, protective sprays. Heavily husked fruits like these are usually marked organic for a price boost, but also because virtually all coconut is organic by default, since it needs little, if any, chemical health maintenance. However, you do need to be aware of the dirty dozen. Now, there you go. These are the veggies to watch, and this is what I call my organic must list. If you can't get these organic, the next best thing to do is to get a fruit veggie wash or use salt and vinegar at a 25-75 water mix. The vinegar kills the microorganisms, while the salt actually acts like an electrical charge against residue. Baking soda is also a good solution since it actually neutralizes and biodegrades many pesticides. Now, in my opinion, this is the best solution to soak your products in if organics are not available. Water alone is not good because some pesticides are made to repel rainwater, so plain water won't affect those. Number 3, don't eliminate fat from your intake. Fat is necessary for hormone manufacturing in men and women, so don't be shy about eating some fat with your meals. If you're trying to lose weight, fat elimination is actually going to be necessary only if you eat an excessive amount, of which generally would be more than 80 to 90 grams. Now, if you're on keto, then you know you can go higher. But if not, again, you should hover around 50 to 90 grams of fat a day, which would comprise 500 to 800 calories. Now, an interesting thing to note is that racial groups don't have the same thresholds for cholesterol levels, but doctors generally don't consider this when they address what they call high cholesterol, which actually may not be high. The levels for Caucasians are not the same levels for Aboriginals. And you might want to do some more research on this topic because it can make the difference between if you actually need medication for cholesterol or if you don't need medication for cholesterol. Because if the thresholds are different, then the diagnosis has to be varied. And if it goes by one standard general rule, then there may be problems. Number 4, men, stay away from grain-fed beef and vegetarian-fed chickens or eggs. This is a hidden source of soy that affects both male and female hormone receptors. Now, while some studies claim these soy-enriched animals don't cause low testosterone in men, what is undisputed is the fact that these exogenous estrogens bind to receptors in the body and occupy space that your natural hormones normally would. That by default interferes with your body's natural hormone regulation. And women are increasingly having problems due to the fact that these exogenous estrogens from soy interferes with the natural estrogen produced by the female biology. Now, there's actually more disruption in the female body from soy than in men, so women should be especially careful. I did a video called Hidden Places for Soy that details more on this information, so check it out. Number 5, drink plenty of water. Now this sounds simple, and you've probably heard it before, but it is imperative to health for one to drink plenty of water. I would say 96 ounces. A gallon is not necessary from my studies because you have to remember the human body holds between 107 to 125 ounces of fluid. A gallon is 128 ounces. So you would be replacing all the fluid in your body, which would deplete you of sodium and potassium, and that's not good. At least if you did that within, probably 4 or 5 hours. If you drink a total of 128 ounces throughout the whole day, that might be okay. But you do need a lot more than what we generally drink. And I know this because when I started drinking 80 to 96 ounces, I realized how much focus it takes to remember to push that amount and the effort in keeping track and how my body feels after I started doing it. I go into detail on this amazing effect of water on the body in my video, Fat Loss Plain Sight Secret. That will show you guaranteed the way water functions in the body in a way I'm pretty sure you haven't seen. But anyway, fam, those are my 5 golden rules. Till next video, peace. If you learned from this video, help support the study and time to bring this knowledge to our community. It does take time and effort to be concise and as accurate as possible so that we can stay abreast of important health information and techniques. Please visit the site and follow these links.